Nyazeva said the calendar sold only 35 copies at $40 per calendar, but she argued that the project acted more as the organization's calling card, something to hand out to everyone from local and statewide politicians to the police officers who regularly patrol the encampments. These images served as a reminder that each homeless individual was a unique person with his own story. Wow, only men. Late in July, as the Nomad Alliance was preparing to set up photo shoots for the 2024 calendar, the organization threw itself into helping a husband and wife and their 4 young children who were living on the streets. The Mills family was briefly featured on local news after taking care of a stolen Shih Tzu dog, but not receiving $2,500 in reward money offered by the owner. Following the story, the Nomad Alliance set up a GoFundMe page for the family, trying to raise $30,000. Their most pressing need is to buy a newer trailer that would comply with KOA standards and move the family off the street, the page stated. Despite having a housing voucher and applying for hundreds of apartments, the family has been denied for all housing because of the father's criminal record. Mariah Mills, mother of the 4 children, said the GoFundMe was Nyazeva's idea. As the donations piled up, eventually more than $36,000, the family appreciated Nomad's help, but eventually Nyazeva began talking about getting a house. Mills said, quote, "It's not logical for us to move into a house when I have no income," she said. "I can't plan on her just creating more GoFundMes to pay off a mortgage. I can't trust my kids' lives to that." And then she flipped it and said that we just wanted to stay on the streets. As the donations were underway, Mills said Nyazeva asked her husband to pose for the Smexy Nomad calendar. Mills said the couple did not feel like they could say no when the organization had done so much for them. Quote, "He was coerced into doing those photos," she said. "He didn't want to do those." The family said they have not yet received the money from the GoFundMe campaign. Mills's husband is now in jail on a probation violation, according to Mills. Carol Powell, a retired Utah State Government Human Services employee, started volunteering this summer with the Nomad Alliance, working with the Mills family. But the interactions between Nyazeva and the family resulted in Powell breaking ties with the group. Powell said she filed a complaint with the state about the exploitation, exploitation of the Mills family and the, oh my goodness, smexualization, unquote, of the husband, quote, being coerced into posing for the Nomad Alliance Smexy Nomad calendar. I just thought, unquote. Mills has asked the photos of her husband not be used in the calendar. Sarah Nielsen, Public Information Officer for the state's Department of Workforce Services, confirmed that a complaint had been made against the organization and that an investigation was underway. Quote, "We are treating all concerns with the utmost seriousness and are presently in the process of evaluating this complaint in accordance with the state's established policies and procedures," Nielsen said. Nyazeva said, quote, "It was never a condition of working with them to be on the calendar," unquote. She said that Nomad Alliance won't, this is literally what is written. She said that Nomad Alliance won't use the photos of Mills's husband per the family's request. In video from the photo session and in text messages after the shoot, Mills and her husband seemed happy with the experience, Nyazeva said. While acknowledging and apologizing for how she spoke to the family, Nyazeva said, quote, "We are trying to be good stewards of the donations. Per the intention of the GoFundMe," she said, "this money wasn't for a nice trailer to remain on the streets. This was meant to get the family off the street." Nomad Alliance, but yet she lives in a trailer. Nomad Alliance is now working to get the Mills family a new trailer with the GoFundMe donations. Quote, "We will have a better vetting of clients and volunteers of the future." I guess for obedient ones. One sunny afternoon in December, David Wolf Randall was standing shirtless on a rock as a photographer snapped and Nyazeva talked the first-time model through the experience. "Suck in!" She said, meaning Randall's stomach. According to video from the shoot, quote, "No smiling. Be serious. I want to see your eyes. Look at the camera like you really want it," unquote. That same day, Michael Jorgensen, 34, also took a turn before the camera. He and his partner welcomed a son in February after finding housing through the Nomad Alliance. Both father and baby Kendall posed for the 2024 project beside desolate train tracks with a line of mountains spreading across the background. Quote, "Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of photographs in general," Jorgensen admitted after the shoot. "Luckily, Kendall is a cute baby, so hopefully he'll steal the show. But I also think that anything that helps push awareness to the issue is not a bad thing." Ooh-wee. That seems a little bit... it seems like there's a good intention, but there's some features of it that are a little... Just the idea that the word smexy comes up and that there's, children and a baby involved. Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'd love to know your thoughts.